Title IX, the past, present, and the future. These are the table of contents, just the main points that we're going to be touching on today. So first, what is Title IX? Title IX is the first law that prohibits discrimination on the basis of sex in sports. It states that no person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity receiving federal financial assistance. Title IX is under the Education Amendments of 1972, which were enacted by the U.S. Congress and signed into law by Richard Nixon on June 23, 1972. The main authors are Representative Patsy Mink, Senator Birch Bayh, and Representative Edith Green. Patsy Mink wrote Title IX from her experiences of getting denied from medical school due to sex discrimination. She wanted to fight for educational equality for women and was able to do so with the help of Senator Birch Bayh. His inspiration came from his wife, Marvella, who would tell him about all the discrimination she faced just because of her gender. He stated that without her, I know I wouldn't understand the importance of this legislation. Edith Green also worked on Title IX due to motivations from personal experiences. She had originally wanted to be a lawyer, but had to abandon that dream and worked as a public relations director for the Oregon Education Association. This gave her enough experience to be elected to the House. She did not want to cater to the gender expectations of women, though, especially in her positions, so she used her voice for the good of women across the nation. The interscholastic and intercollegiate impacts. The interscholastic impacts of Title IX include equal athletic participation opportunities, funding for coaching, equipment, treatment, facilities, and all other playing fair categories, which are benefits that should be provided to all athletic programs at a school. The intercollegiate impacts of Title IX are pretty much the same, just with more specific clauses. So with recruitment, it's pretty much the same as participation. Men and women have to be given equal opportunities to participate in sports. Support services include tutoring, counseling, career services, etc. And scholarships must be proportional to the level of athletics the student is playing in and their participation. There also has to be equal travel treatment across all teams and equivalent access to medical facilities/treatments. At the collegiate level, Title IX is focused on providing/creating the same opportunity and quality of treatment for male and female student athletes. Now, the positive impacts of Title IX. First, athletic participation opportunities for women. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, only 15% of college athletes were women, which was fewer than 30,000. Before, women were only allowed to participate in intramural or club activities, but after the passing of Title IX, female participation in collegiate athletics has increased by over 600%. Second, there's a dramatic increase of girls participating in sports after Title IX was signed into law at the interscholastic level. It increased from about 450% from 1972 to 2008. Young girls now have role models to look up to, which helps build self-esteem and has resulted in less dropout rates and improved mental and physical health. Third is lower obesity rates and reduced risk of chronic disease. The signing of Title IX was alone more successful for lowering obesity rates than any other public health program at that time. The increase of physical activity led to reduced chronic diseases and cardiovascular diseases, especially breast cancer in young women. Fourth is increased funding for scholarships. Funding for athletic scholarships for women has allowed them to get a higher degree education while playing sports at the collegiate level as their occupation, something that was nowhere near possible before Title IX. And fifth, increased coaching/sports leadership positions. With the number of athletic teams increasing after Title IX, this helped open up more coaching/sports leadership opportunities, which rose by 165%. Now, the negative impacts of Title IX. First is the decrease in the number of men's athletic programs. Some funds had to be allocated to the creation of women's athletic programs, so schools cut non-revenue generating sports like wrestling, swimming, and gymnastics. It was easier for schools to eliminate these programs than to reduce funding for football and basketball. However, the intention was never to cut down men's programs. There just needed to be an equal distribution of funds. Second is reduce quality of programs. Equality of programs doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to have good quality, especially if the school has limited funding. These budget cuts could mean a reduction in the quality of programs overall. And the third is controversies regarding transgender athletes. One side argues that permitting transgender women to participate in athletics violates the rights of women under Title IX, not equal opportunity, while the other side argues that prohibiting transgender students from participating violates Title IX, sex discrimination. The effectiveness of Title IX. The effectiveness of Title IX in this scenario would be how much was actually changed as a result of this in relation to its intended goals. In this case, equal access to athletic opportunities. This provision of Title IX was both successful, but in some ways it had negative impacts as well. Title IX has helped increase female participation in interscholastic, intercollegiate, and professional levels, but has had its disparities in coaching/athletic leadership positions in comparison to male counterparts. In 1972, less than 300,000 girls participated in sports. Now that number has increased to more than 2.6 million. At the collegiate level, the number has grown from 30,000 to more than 230,000. However, a significant negative side effect that has been seen is the female coaching discrepancy. After Title IX, head coaching positions became much more competitive. Coaching did not offer very much salary rise, but after Title IX, leadership positions became much more desirable, so more men started applying. The future of Title IX. The 2025 Biden administration expanded protections against discrimination based on sexual orientation, gender identity, and pregnancy. Secondly, fair distribution of resources, not just opportunities for facilities, coaching, coverage, or leadership roles for women. And stronger accountability for schools not compliant with Title IX. However, this is just usually seen within the high school level. This does entail stronger punishments if found in violation, like lawsuits, loss of funding, and stricter enforcement. Conclusion: over the past 50 years, Title IX has transformed the world of athletics, especially for the inclusion of women. While participation and access to opportunities has significantly improved, there are still many discrepancies that need to be addressed. Resources, leadership, and representation are all works in progress, so Title IX must continue to evolve with current times. Thank you.